In the boardrooms of Fortune 10,000 companies, a silent crisis is unfolding. While executives grapple with digital disruption and cyber threats, one challenge towers above all others: talent. According to recent research from Boston Consulting Group, nearly 60% of senior executives now rank finding, hiring, and upskilling workers as their top strategic concern, surpassing even cybersecurity in priority. Yet here's the paradox that should keep every C-suite leader awake at night. While 86% of executives consider succession planning an urgent priority, only 13% believe they execute it well. The cost of this strategic blind spot? Companies that mismanage CEO transitions lose an average of $1.4 billion in shareholder value. This isn't just an HR problem, it's a strategic imperative. Today, we'll dissect the 3 pillars of strategic talent management and give you immediately actionable frameworks that can transform your organization's talent strategy from reactive to predictive. The current talent landscape represents a perfect storm of 3 interconnected challenges that traditional approaches cannot solve. First, the acquisition challenge. BCG's research shows that 72% of people management leaders report their companies lack the talent they need. This isn't just about quantity, it's about rapidly evolving skill requirements, particularly in AI and digital transformation. Consider this: 79% of workers want training in generative AI, yet only 64% believe they're receiving adequate preparation. This creates a vicious cycle where companies can't attract talent they can't properly develop. Second, the retention crisis. The cost of talent attrition has reached crisis levels. Research shows that replacing an employee costs between 50% to 200% of their compensation. For executives, this can reach 300% or more. But the deeper issue is the institutional knowledge that walks out the door with every departure. When senior leaders leave, turnover among their direct reports increases dramatically, creating what psychologists call succession shock, instability that can last 18 to 24 months. Third, succession planning failure. Stanford research reveals that boards spend an average of only 2 hours annually on CEO succession planning, less time than most executives spend on a single quarterly review. The consequences are stark. 40% of new CEOs fail to meet performance expectations within their first 18 months. McKinsey partner Tim Collar has identified why succession planning fails so consistently. In his analysis of executive transitions, Collar demonstrates how cognitive biases systematically undermine succession decisions. Collar's case study of a mid-size oil and gas company illustrates this perfectly. When the founder CEO announced retirement, the board unanimously approved his hand-picked successor, someone whose leadership style mirrored the outgoing CEO. 9 months later, amid cratering investor confidence, the board voted the new CEO out. Collar calls this similarity bias, the tendency for leaders to choose successors who mirror their own characteristics rather than what the organization actually needs for future success. Meanwhile, Boston Consulting Group's research reveals that the cost of attrition and new hiring is over twice what it costs to train existing employees who already understand your business and culture. The lesson? Most organizations are solving the wrong problem. Instead of constantly recruiting externally, they should be strategically developing internal talent while selectively bringing in fresh perspectives. The first framework treats talent like an investment portfolio, with different strategies for different segments.
Core performers, 60 to 70% of your workforce. These are solid contributors who execute current operations effectively. Your strategy: invest in retention and incremental skill development.
High potentials: 15 to 20% of employees with capability and aspiration for senior leadership. Your strategy: accelerated development, stretch assignments, and mentoring. Critical specialists: 10 to 15% with rare, valuable skills essential to operations. Your strategy: premium retention packages and knowledge transfer programs. Transformation agents: 5 to 10% who are external hires or internal champions driving strategic change. Your strategy: integration support and change leadership development. Implementation is straightforward. Conduct talent segmentation analysis, develop differentiated value propositions for each segment, align development investments with business priorities, and create clear pathways between segments. Based on McKinsey's research, this framework institutionalizes succession planning to overcome cognitive biases. Your task force should include a board representative, the CEO in an advisory role, your CHRO, 2 to 3 business unit leaders, and an external advisor. The process has 4 phases. Phase 1, future state leadership requirements. Analyze your strategic business plan and identify future leadership capabilities. Define success metrics for key positions. Phase 2, current state assessment. Evaluate existing leadership bench strength using 9-box grids. Conduct 360-degree assessments for high-potential candidates. Phase 3, development planning. Create individual development plans, design stretch assignments, establish mentoring relationships, and set measurable milestones. Phase 4, continuous monitoring. Quarterly succession readiness reviews, annual leadership assessments, and regular external market scanning. Key success factors: monthly task force meetings with quarterly board updates, documented decisions with clear rationales, and emergency succession plans for all critical roles. This framework addresses retention systematically through 5 key levers. Purpose alignment. Connecting individual roles to organizational mission through regular purpose conversations and impact storytelling. Growth opportunities. Providing clear development pathways through individual development planning and internal mobility programs. Recognition and rewards. Acknowledging contributions through peer recognition programs and performance-based compensation. Autonomy and flexibility. Enabling work-life integration through flexible arrangements and decision-making authority. Relationship quality, building strong manager and peer connections through training and mentoring programs. Implementation approach, survey employees to identify which levers matter most, develop targeted interventions, create retention scorecards, and conduct stay interviews. The final framework aligns acquisition strategies with business needs and market conditions through 4 approaches. Build strategy, internal development when you have stable industry conditions and strong culture. Focus on promoting from within and extensive training programs. Buy strategy, external hiring when you need rapid growth or new capabilities. Emphasize competitive compensation and employer branding. Borrow strategy, consulting and contractors for project-based needs or specialized expertise. Use strategic partnerships and gig economy platforms. Bridge strategy, interim leadership during succession gaps or transformation periods. Deploy interim executives and transition management. Use this decision tree. Assess urgency of need, evaluate internal capability, determine strategic importance, then select your optimal strategy. 4 critical pitfalls to avoid. Don't fall into the set and forget mentality. Establish quarterly review cycles with specific triggers for plan updates. Don't over-rely on internal candidates. Maintain a 70-30 ratio of internal to external candidates in succession planning. Ensure sufficient board engagement. Require board members to spend time with high-potential candidates through formal mentoring. Don't neglect cultural fit assessment. Technical competence doesn't guarantee leadership success. Cultural alignment is equally critical. Track both leading indicators, succession readiness scores, internal mobility rates, employee engagement by talent segment, and lagging indicators like executive transition success rates and voluntary turnover by performance level. Create executive dashboards with monthly talent metric updates, quarterly succession readiness deep dives, and annual comprehensive talent reviews. The organizations that will thrive in the next decade are those that recognize talent strategy as a core competitive capability, not an administrative function. As AI and automation reshape work, the premium on human leadership, creativity, and strategic thinking will only increase. Organizations that master talent strategy today will have the leadership bench strength to navigate whatever challenges the future brings. The question isn't whether you can afford to invest in comprehensive talent strategy, it's whether you can afford not to. The frameworks we've covered today provide your roadmap for success. For leaders committed to transforming these insights into organizational mastery and to developing bespoke learning solutions tailored to your executive teams, consider how a dedicated, structured approach can accelerate your progress. If this strategic perspective resonated with you, subscribe for more insights that help senior leaders navigate complex business challenges. Share this with other executives in your network who are grappling with similar talent challenges. The time for action is now, and the frameworks for success are within your reach.